Hoosier Nation, what's up? We are back. You thought we wouldn't be back. You hadn't heard from us all summer, all fall, and we just came right back. First game of the year, Indiana lays the hammer down on Alabama A&M, 98-51 in the first win of the Darian Devries era. And just let me take you a trip down memory lane. The last two coaches we had, the openers didn't go so well, right? So a 47-point win, they could have been playing our rec league team from 20 years ago. I don't care. Indiana wins 98-51. It's a great start to the Darian DeVries era. Not having a close game against a subpar team, not losing to a subpar team, right? Those are all things you have to do to start off on the right foot. Starting off 1-0. Ben, it's good to have you back. Your initial thoughts?
Were you yelling at the TV screen? Is that why your voice is a little harsh? Because you've been yelling so much because they actually made some shots? Is that what happened?
No, I was watching the Pacers on the other screen, and I was yelling at them because I think they have 8 healthy players right now. It's not looking too good for them right now, but we're not here to talk about that. So yeah,
there's some very simple things. Heisman got excited. Sorry.
Yeah, the dog's riled up. Heisman's back as usual, riled up. So hey, it's as they say, preseason for us too. Even though this isn't really preseason, and it actually counts. But what's some things that stood out to you?
Well, some very simple things in life. We made free throws. I mean, 16 of 16. I mean, we never did that under Woodson. I can guarantee you that. 16 of 16. We hit some threes. What I really liked best, what I saw tonight, is guys. It looked like they were at the hyper. It was gunning, just lock and load, baby. Lock and load.
13 dunks. How about that? Yeah. 13 dunks.
Is our game plan just dunk or 3-pointer? Because I like it.
That's best. Have you watched basketball of this century? I'm sorry, but I got a text from somebody, El Ham out there. Oh, yeah, we're small as shit. He said, well, I was like, yeah, how'd it go when we were big as hell and we couldn't make free throws and we just back people down the paint and be in the 50s? Let's get the ball up and down the floor. Let's shoot the 3 ball. Let's make shots. Let's make our free throws. You touched on it. 100% from the free throw line. 100%, 16 of 16, 14 of 14 in the first half, not as many in the second half. 10 of 24 from 3, 41.7%. That dog will hunt, and 62% from the field. When you get 13 dunks, you should shoot 62% from the field. And hey, I'm not here to say Alabama A&M. I don't know much about them or their program, but anytime you can win 98-51, Mike Woodson would have. I'm not even going to go there. Not even going to go there. Doesn't matter. Hey. But I'm saying we have traditionally in the past played down to the level of competition. Yep. Indiana was up 23-5 early. It was a no-doubter from out the gate. And, to kind of set the stage, I'll kick it over to you a little bit. Reed Bailey, 21 points. Tucker DeVries, 18 points. Tayton Connerway, 14 points. Lamar Wilkerson, 19 points. Connor Enright, he didn't even take a shot, but he had 4 assists, 3 rebounds, a steal, 1 turnover.
He got a lot of cardio.
Yeah, just a lot of, I mean, I know some people like that, but I mean, your initial thoughts on that lineup. I mean, it's a smaller-ish line. I mean, Reed Bailey's 6'10". I mean,
he's a small 6'10". But I thought some interesting things tonight. DeVries, active leading scorer in the NCAA. Did you hear that? Out of all active people, he went over 2,000 points tonight. So
congratulations to him.
18 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. That's solid.
Sam Alexis? That guy might be a dude. He was on Florida's championship team last year. He had 17. 17 and 8 off the bench.
He had a lot of pine needles on that team, but he did learn how to win a championship, which is
he's playing big games, right? Like, yeah. I just like the way he plays. Sisley looked like a freshman.
Yeah.
And then Josiah Miles got a little bit of run. Indiana still got some injuries. And quite frankly, folks, I think, 13 new scholarship players were all learning. So Indiana has some players that, a couple of the Euro guys they added. I'm not going to pretend to pronounce or know their names off the top. Those guys didn't even play tonight. Who knows? I will say Indiana basketball, they've always got somebody hurt. That is a common theme. That hasn't changed. But I don't think any reason to play, anyone. I think Dorn is the most. He warmed up tonight, but he didn't play. But, I mean, it's pretty clear to me Wilkerson is a gunner.
Yeah.
He shot 10 threes, right? Some deep ones. Anything that concerns you?
What concerns me is our size. I mean, I think Lauren Ham had a good point there. We have to work on our post doubles. We had some issues with some rotations. Rim protection, I think, could be an issue as the season goes on.
Look at you listening to Robbie Hummel. All right, I like you listening to the broadcast.
Dude, I love me some Robbie. I think write this down right now, Sherm. Robbie Hummel in the next 10 years will be one of the best coaches in college basketball.
Best coach? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. He's going to be he's going to be calling the Final Four for the next 30 years, I think, he's one of the best broadcasters.
That story was hilarious. You heard the story about the
So if you didn't catch it on the broadcast, the best player for Alabama A&M, Hummel, saw him at the hotel, and he said, "Hey, you're from Gary, I'm from Valpo, all this stuff." And the guy goes, "Oh, yeah." He goes, "Nice to meet you. Are you reffing the game tonight?" And so that shows you, obviously we know who Robbie Hummel is, but that young man, I believe that was Dozier, I think it was, did not know
I had a Robbie Hummel moment at the pickleball courts. The guy asked me how life was in 1986.
Say I was 4 years old, bro. What's it got to do with me? So Indiana obviously, goes to 1-0. We didn't do any type of season preview. We just ripped the Band-Aid off and went straight into the games. We're going to do this after every game. Although Ben may not be with us on Sunday. You're going to Lambeau Field. Eagles, Packers. I mean, I think that's a reason to miss, even though it's Monday Night Football. Even though it's Monday Night Football and the game's on Sunday, I'll give you a free pass on that. So we will be here for you after the Marquette game.
What time is the Marquette game?
1:00 Eastern, and in Chicago. And if you I checked the score, Marquette played tonight. They beat Southern by 20. So I think it'll be a good test for Indiana. They've had Baylor in the pre-conference game, the exhibition. Indiana won that. And then now you've got Marquette in Chicago. So it'll probably be a 50-50 crowd split, a nice neutral court game for hopefully a win Indiana can pull off. We'll get into that in a little bit. But, I was watching Indiana tonight, and it is just a complete opposite of what we've watched for the last 8 years. Yeah. That's my biggest takeaway is, this team is going to have its ups and downs. Like they are.
They can put points on they can put points. Yeah.
But if you can shoot and you got some guards that can take care of the basketball, right? So like Connor Enright, he's just like he didn't shoot. Cardi. Like I don't need him to though. Like he's not like he's trying to get the ball. He knows where the ball needs to go. Right? He knows it's Wilkerson, it's DeVries, it's Bailey, it's Connerway, it's Alexis. It ain't me. Yeah. Unless you got a wide open layup, son, take it, shoot your free throws, do like whatever. But like it's not a Gabe Cups feel. Like Enright's actually got some like some strength. It looks like I think he had one defensive play there where they called him for a blocking foul that the guy shoved him. Like that was pretty clear. Like he just seems kind of like a guy that'll just, he's a grinder. He's just going to piss people off, I think, in the Big Ten.
Yeah, but this team has scorers, so we don't necessarily need him to score. We actually have a couple guys that can shoot, which is weird. And I think the best part of tonight for me was they didn't have any reluctance to shoot the ball. It was just they caught it, they let it ride. They didn't even worry if it went in or not. Next ball, Same thing. Just let it roll.
Well, watch DeVries. It was like 52-18 and A&M scored. And DeVries is like, go. Like I've been sitting on my couch for the last 8 years saying, go. And they won't freaking do it. And, they didn't have the roster to do that. Now they do. And, there's going to be games where they play teams that are bigger than them that you have to run them. That's what you have to do. And that's more the way basketball is. Like, yes, Purdue is number 1 in the country, and they've got guys that are 7'4". Run their ass, right? Don't try to play a half-court game with them. Run them, and we'll see that down the road. But I think that Sam Alexis he's got some strength to him. I think that's a guy when you're playing in the Big Ten, you're going to need him based on what I saw tonight. And, there's a couple other guys that should get minutes that are more of the Euro fashion. And you know my stance. If you're going to be out there and you're not the best athlete in the world, you better be able to freaking shoot the ball.
Yeah.
And so Tucker DeVries, Tucker DeVries is everything we wanted Mackenzie Mbako to be. Very similar in size, shoots, all those things. Plays the same position.
I don't know who's quicker, but yeah.
Well, I'm saying though, like DeVries he's stepping out to take the shots that he can make them, whereas Mbako was really kind of like an up and down. So that was to me, that's your replacement 1-to-1 of like that guy from the roster. You have a DeVries, and they're not the same type of player necessarily, but Mbako was like a spot up shooter. He wasn't really going to like create. I think DeVries
is he at Texas A&M though?
Yeah. Buckyball, they say. I saw him tweeting Buckyball. He says that's the coach's name. Whatever. Not to bring up the past, but I think you think about the last couple years, right? Like who was the teams in the past? Lamar Wilkerson in the backcourt.
We haven't had a shooter like Lamar since Jordan Hulse.
Yeah, Yogi could shoot.
Not like that.
Go check his stats, dude. It's pretty damn good. But beside the point, we have got like Connerway. Talk about him a little bit. What's your vibe on him? So it's a three guard lineup. Wilkerson's bigger. He's like 6'5".
I can't really tell. Connerway to me is like a point guard, but he's not a point guard. I don't quite get it. He scores, but he doesn't shoot. He's kind of like a combo guard. Is that kind of the read on him?
Yeah, as a defender, like he's maybe your best on ball. Like Connerway and Enright, like they can guard.
He's got some swag to him.
Yeah, he's got kind of like a, that guy. Like they have some dudes I think that are just gonna like tick off some guys, which I think you need. And we didn't get to see everybody tonight. The dunk Josiah Miles had was pretty sick.
Yeah.
Right. So they got some guys. I really wanted to see. Like it's really bothering me that I don't know the names of these Euro players right now, and I apologize, folks. Like I'm gonna be straight up, as the kids say, dead ass. I don't know who these guys are. I'm learning it on the fly, but watching that game, I could tell it was 2025. If you had just woken me up from a coma, I'd be like, well, this isn't an IU game from the past, from the past decade, essentially. This is a new era, Darian DeVries, and and Nathan here in the chat. So I like this. Let's get Nathan on here. He says, welcome back. I had to double check to make sure I was watching the right game. The way we were playing, future looks bright. I would agree, Nathan. I think that's a great point of, it's just a different, like Indiana fans, like listen to us right now. We're all kind of like, what did we just watch? Season opener, we scored 98 points against a bad team.
Our coach looked like he wasn't sleeping too. He actually had some energy on the bench. And I like how they stood for like the first couple of minutes. Man, I think I might have my bench just stand the whole game. Let's rile the guys up.
So what's your stance on, I loved it wasn't like a quarter zip that DeVries had on. I wish Adidas, please, can we buy some of that stuff? please, like we only can go to Home Field Apparel to buy IU stuff that actually looks good. Adidas, it would be real nice if you could sell the stuff the coaches were wearing tonight. Like I would absolutely wear that. But thank goodness we don't have a bunch of stiffs sitting on the sidelines in suits. We got a guy up there. He's telling them to move the ball and get up and down. And I mean, it has me excited. My dad texts me. He's like, should I buy tickets to Kentucky, Indiana? I wasn't going to go because I thought we might not be any good. And I'm thinking we might be good. I'm like, hell yeah, you should go. If you want to
buy your ad, get me one.
I mean, if we need boots on the ground, I'll come with you. If you want to buy the tickets, Dad, I'm in there for you. No doubt about that. But we'll get there. I'm a little excited here, but we're going to do our absolute best to do this after the buzzer sounds as much as we possibly can. There's going to be some nights where we probably can't do that, or some days, afternoon games, things of that nature. But we'll see. Sunday, I'll figure something out, or you let me know, Ben, what we're going to do. But
what did you about Bison?
Obviously,
I don't think it makes a lot of sense, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, like it's new, it's old, it's new. I will say, we got Bison Ben here in the chat. I just noticed that you had that on your screen. So I
wanted to represent.
It only took me 16 minutes to figure that out, that it said that. But I mean, obviously, Hoosier the Bison, it has been around at the football games. And, somebody was talking to me. They're like, why the hell aren't you all doing football? Why aren't you doing post games? And I'm like, look,
it's because I'm a fraud.
Ben's an IU graduate, but he's been a Michigan fan ever since I met him, from the time he was 18 years old, probably before that. But the time I met him when he was 18, he's been a Michigan fan. I think it would be disingenuous. I think Ben supports IU football. He doesn't root against them unless they're playing Michigan, but he has been a Michigan fan his whole life. So I think it would be disingenuous for us to come on and be an IU football podcast. But, Ben's been in at Duke in candy stripes. You've watched us get our brains beat in by Auburn and the ATL. So we have to maybe figure something out with that. Maybe we can get some sort of panel of a Big Ten show. Who knows? But I'm going down with the ship of Indiana basketball because we're not letting this thing die. You saw it tonight. I mean, it was packed. It was a packed house.
The only guy I wanted
Alabama A&M on a Wednesday night on November 5th.
The only guy I wanted to see a little more out of tonight, but he, I don't think he got to play too much, was Trent Sisley, because all I've heard is good things about him. He had 2 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Like I just don't think he really got to play a whole lot, but I think
he couldn't get in a flow. He just didn't. He looked a little disjointed. And so the guys that didn't play, right, the injuries, we had Nick Dorn, who's a transfer from Elon. This has been bothering me. I had to look this up. Josh Harris, who's a transfer from North Florida. Alexa Ristic, who is from Serbia, and he played in Puerto Rico, has got an injury. And then Andre Asimovic from Bosnia. And he's a 6'10 freshman Bosnian center. So, hey, when we're playing Purdue and we need a goon to come in there and foul the shit out of somebody, like, I'm down, Andre. Let's get you healthy for January because we may need you to come in there and give some fouls. And then, it was good to see some of the walk-ons get in. They got a kid from Zionsville, from New Pal in there and play. They had a kid number 18. I've never seen anybody numbered 18, I don't think, ever in a college basketball game. So this is a whole new thing. But those are the guys I think I've hit. Jason Drake, too, from Drexel. So there's guys that aren't playing, right? I think we're all getting used to this. But there's 4 guys that supposedly might play that didn't get a chance to play tonight, which I don't know what their injury status are.
It's going to be weird to see our rotations if our team's really that deep.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of people that need minutes. But, I mean, I can't see Tucker DeVries and Lamar Wilkerson really ever coming off the floor. Let's just be honest.
No, let's be honest. Like
foul trouble.
Those starting 5 and Alexis. When it's nut crunching time in the Big Ten and a cold night in February in a bandbox, that's the 6 guys that are going to be out there. I mean, let's be honest with it, right? I mean, it's not, and we'll see. I mean, I hope, but I mean, there are also maybe guys that it's a year-to-year team. There's going to be guys, but I do not know any status on anybody outside of Dorn. Looked like he was the only one close to maybe coming back. But with Marquette coming up on Sunday, don't know much about Marquette. I'm not going to pretend to. They won by 20 tonight. What is, we talked about some concerns with size. Talk about a little bit, Ben, of just, as we head into a power conference game, essentially next week, like what do you want to see against Marquette? I guess is where I go. And I'm going to pull up Marquette's up by 21 in the second half, or they won by 18. So they hung 100.
Well, Marquette usually always has good guards, right? They're usually a smaller team, good guards. It'll probably be a high scoring game, I would assume. Are they not ranked?
They took 36 3-pointers tonight. So buckle up on Sunday. We're gonna see 14 of 36 from 3.
Wow. That's a lot. So we gotta see how tough we are when shit hits the fan, because that'll probably be the first time where there's some adversity. You really gotta step up. It's in Chicago, right?
That's the first test. It's in Chicago. This is clearly a team that's going to play. Looks like, based on their box score and the minimal I know, they had a guy, Chase Ross, had 23 points tonight, and he was 8 of 13 from the field. He's a guard, it looks like. So he's from 6'5" guard. So maybe that's him and Wilkerson going toe-to-toe. This Chase Ross kid, look for that. Looks like that would be a matchup. They look very, very similar in size. They don't look like on paper. They got a 6'11", 235. Ben Gold, I remember him from last year. He's very similar in size to Bailey. And then, a couple of these other slaps on the team here. What are they looking like? 6'9", 250. So, they have a couple guys. Their 4-5's a little bit bigger than Indiana's, so that's an opportunity, right? So they got a guy in their lineup that's not going to shoot. And I think Connor Enright, this is a game you're going to have to probably get some shots up to. Like, if you're open, like, shoot the ball.
Yeah. And we'll also get to see, because it looks like Chase Ross can play. We'll also have to see our defense, right?
Yeah.
Who's going to guard them?
They got through. So they're going 3 guards and 2 bigs. Yeah. And we're going 3 guards, a wing, and a big. Essentially, like Tucker DeVries is playing the 4 at a 6'7", right? Oh, God, I just said 6'7", like the damn TikTok craze. Oh, my God. Whatever the case may be. Tucker DeVries, 6'7". There you go.
I love how you know about
it. There's your obligatory, of course.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. But, yeah, so they got a guy 5'10", so that's Enright's matchup. Connor Way, all that stuff. I got a laugh in the chat from somebody there. Thank you so much for that, humoring me in my old age, but I still am hip to the game. So yeah, man, I'm excited about that. We didn't get a chance to do a season preview, Ben, but I thought like maybe just here in the last, few minutes, we usually do like 30, 40 minutes of this. If you haven't watched us before, maybe a little longer on games where it's a bigger game. But if you look ahead, you've got Marquette coming up, and then Milwaukee and Incarnate Word are the next 3 games. So Marquette, it's on ESPN at 1 o'clock on a Sunday. Not my ideal time, but for those folks in Indiana, the Colts 7-2, they play at 9:30 in the morning. My Bengals suck, but they're on bye, so that's great. I'm thinking about getting the Bloody Mary bar going at 9 o'clock. The sports bar down the street's opening early for the Colts or in Germany.
We play Kansas State this year.
Yeah, Kansas State. So there's some opportunities here.
And they got PJ Haggerty.
That game, I think this schedule, like, I know everybody wants to play, full power conference, right? I think with this team, what DeVries has done with this schedule, if you look at it, is you've got Marquette, you've got Kansas State coming to your place. You're playing Louisville and Indianapolis, which, if things work out with football, what a day that could be in downtown Indianapolis. Indiana, Louisville at 2, and Indiana, Ohio State at 8. If everything works out, that would be great. then you get into a little Big Ten, and then you got to go to UK, right? So that to me, Ben, I know you're big on playing more power conference teams.
I would like to
But
see
what do you
two
think
more,
about that? That's kind of a quick run through of that schedule, off the top rip here.
I mean, we got Louisville, Kentucky, Kansas State, Marquette, and then we got Alabama, A&M, Milwaukee, this other team, Bethune.
I mean, Lindenwood, Bethune-Cookman. I mean, you can't sleep on Bethune-Cookman.
Breeze
is probably out there.
The guard.
I think Zion Harmon might be on his 7th year of eligibility there. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think this schedule balances out nicely for this team.
State and Siena.
Yeah, I promised my son I'd take him down. I want to go to that Kansas State game, I think.
PJ Haggard.
I'd like to go to that game. I think it's 8:00 the week of Thanksgiving. So yeah, that's a quick rundown. And you got also Penn State and at Minnesota. We open up at the Barn. Yikes! But they're not very good. And then Penn State. So DeVries. I mean, to me, with that schedule, it's all in front of them. You got an opportunity to maybe be a 9-2 in the pre-conference and start the Big Ten 2-0 potential. Just on paper, looking off the top, I think on paper, Louisville and Kentucky are probably rated ahead of Indiana. I think Indiana can beat Marquette. We'll be interested to see what Vegas thinks about that. And I think Indiana can beat Kansas State, obviously at home. So looking at that as your there's your little 5-minute preview. We could have done a full episode on that, and we just gave it to you here in the post game because this team.
Let's be honest, we haven't seen these guys play before.
No, that's the first time.
How are we supposed to talk about them? We don't know what we're getting into.
I mean, let's be honest. Most of these guys, outside of DeVries and Reed Bailey a little bit, I remember him. Most of these guys, this is the first time we've seen play outside of just.
We got to see Lamar play in the last year.
But I mean, it's Sam Houston. But I mean, just highlights, like actually sitting down and watching a full game of these guys.
Yeah.
Like Reed Bailey, dude, he's gonna dunk on somebody in a power conference game. It's gonna surprise him. Because I mean, you look at that guy, you look like he's,
looks like he just got out of bed.
Yeah, he just is like whatever, and then he comes and dunks on your ass. So that could be the type of thing. But as we head into Sunday, we just kind of broke it down there real quick off the rip. Was it's going to be probably 60 3-pointers put up.
Oh yeah.
Well, maybe not quite that many, but
total. I mean, it could be a real high scoring game.
Well, we're at the 28-minute mark here, Ben. Any final thoughts on tonight? Anything we missed? Anything that
one thing I want to talk about that was multiple guys can run the offense, which I thought was pretty cool. Like DeVries can run the offense. We have 3 or 4 guys that can actually create shots, and there's actually ball movement.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, man, I think Heisman needs to go outside, would be my guess. He's telling you, I need to go to the bathroom and it's time to go to bed. So on that note, Ben, yeah, absolutely. I think there's multiple guys that can initiate the offense. Excited to be back. Excited to be back. If it's your first time listening to us, Hoosier Court and Indiana Basketball Podcast, find us on YouTube. Give us a like this stream, podcast form, anywhere you get your podcasts, Instagram, Twitter. We're out there at Hoosier Court Pod, I think, is out there. So give us a like. Is this our 2nd year doing this? It all runs together. Is this third year doing this? Okay. Consistency is key. Now we got a new coach. We got the last one fired. DeVries, we don't want you to be fired. We want you to be a coach for the rest of my life. Okay? Hopefully. That's the goal. You start 1-0, never lose, and we'll never complain. I promise you that. So with that, Ben, I thank you. Heisman, thanks for chiming in as well. Again, give us a like. Go follow us. We'll see you on Sunday. Go Hoosiers.